Yeah, but game mods by me. Game mods. When you think of a modification, you think about changing things in your own personal way. Sometimes it can really help not only for adjustments and improvements, but also keep interested in your lifestyle. If you are an expert at coding on a piece of hardware, understanding of how how to replace code from files and find ways how would a new custom code change from the original source, when usually it wouldn't happen on any digital media. However, modding in a video game it's a much fun experience and makes the game feel different from the original version of the game. So why do mods exist and what's so special about it? Game moderation or game mods is an important part of gaming, allowing players to contribute to games they love. Individuals, programmers will help to create new content for players to play as opposed to the developers. As the name suggests, players create mods by modifying existing in-game content. The idea of adding or changing the content are limited. Mods can range from different sets of qualities, such as animations, gameplay systems, improved graphics, UI and UX, HUDs, and more. Mods allow you to do anything in the game without any limitations. The quality of mod depends on how much effort did they put into the mod. So they would share it to others, shares one. Mods are a great way for aspiring developers to work harder to test their skills of game development, which means that you can also become a game developer yourself too. So how to mod games for yourself. People would like to know the steps of becoming a modder and how to do it yourself. The first thing a modder would do is to start going through the PC and start going through the game files. A start would be someone who has a manageable coding and design experience. Choose a simple goal to decide what you to mod like the modification your game to do. Replace something simple, like a texture or a weapon at first. Another thing, a modder needs to be is a programming website and something like GitHub, for example, or or an excellent method to make your way through the variety of different coding and design tools available. Sometimes game will lend themselves to specific platforms like Unity. For 3D design changes, get to know software like Blender or other sorts of engine that you can use to mod. So explain the fun of modding. For most people, we build mods for entertainment. Mods are used to give the game a replayability. We go to the files of the game to change a lot of things and make the game feel different. Sometimes we decide to change the character's appearance into something else, or or remove the water from open world game, or change the physics of the games that makes it crazy, such as making a car flying in GTA. Even some games are meant to be built with mods, such as Garry's Mod, Skyrim, or Minecraft, or any mostly sandbox open world games. That gives more variety of options to choose from. When it comes to having the original game's code made up to those, it is harmless to them because people were already satisfied how the game is by people. We're just giving it some little boost of enjoyment. So, what is the important games of mods? People say that we want modders to make it fun, but there's some other times that we do need modders for reasons, for new situations. Not only modders create new experiences, but also help to fix flawed games or rush games. Like when you buy an original copy of a game, you start playing. During your progression through finishing the game, you start finding corrupt physics and file savings. The game will start having issues that shouldn't be in the final version of the game, realizing it was being rushed. The reason why games are being rushed is because companies are under pressure. They must do everything to meet all their expectations, making that they don't care about time and quality, and only care about profit. Also, because of short deadlines, the investor put through the developers can lead to burnout and negative social interaction that they quit game development quickly. That is why modders are here to take care of the job. Even though it's not maybe may not be perfect, but or what they want it to be, but at least they try. So their solution is to go to the game files and just to code the game from the first to the last. From fixing the graphics for better clear visuals, just as reducing the bloom effect. Fixing the characters and level designs, even map design. The most important fix are the fixings. This is where the corruptions of animations and movement appears to be not processing through each frame. The game starts to get buggy that leads so much jank and other sorts of movement that shouldn't so many other worst parts of movement, such as launching to a different area, or it doesn't feel it's still stiff, it doesn't feel smooth at all. The game starts to run and leads to stuck in unnecessary areas that can get out of. Another major problem is, well, save files and corruptions and loading times for offline and online. The only way to fix this is either reduce the amount of resolution or just texture the necessary details. Save your progress, you need to wait until each render layout loads from order to save your progress. Now, is it possible to mod on console besides PC? Since modders took over the gaming industry and community, they have the idea to transition their projects from PC to gaming content such as Nintendo, PlayStation, or an Xbox. Another thing we call it a custom modded or homebrew console. You change the software of the console. However, some of these are hard to do because programmers are secure. Some consoles are secure where DRM that have limitations to using hard mods and use only soft mods. Another reason is that modders need to have the permission from the company team to develop mod support for the game. It also requires payment to allow the mod to console, which not most are wanted to do. For old consoles, incapable mods on games. Due to old technology, it's medical that they have less insecurity of the older consoles compared to the new ones. The same goes with the game adjustments, ROMs, adding game adjustments, ROMs, and performance ROMs and emulators. If you're talking about new consoles, they deny the mods and only if the game inside the console that supports it. The negative sides of mods, restriction of gaming. While mods are a great experience for some people, but there are others who are against the idea. The mistake about mods is how people would use it to win online multiplayer games. These mistakes are rank up your stats fast, unlike the best cosmetic items in the game with no effort while giving others an unfair advantage. Or no time in the game of grinding, no grinding, nothing like that. Just giving unfair advantage of the game for other players, leading to the report the player to the company support team to be tempted to make the player who's modding is going to be temporary or permanently account suspended from online game. It's better to use mods. So my solution with this would be just be better just use mods for single player games only to keep it safe unless it's an online game with no competition. Now in conclusion, mods do help the game for its longevity and replayability. Mods do help the game Make the game looks brand new by changing the graphics to either be realistic, stylized, or colorful. Adjusting the physics of the game frame speed to have smooth gameplay and comfortable experience. Even sometimes the UI and HUD also need change if it actually distracts you for it. If it's not placed correctly from the original. The thing is you are not harming developers in the game. This is just something for fun and we also can help share codes for them with inspiration and wise ideas for the next game for improvements. And that's it. I hope you like what I said. So thank you, and that's my presentation. Bye.